Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Um, I just came on here for a quick few minutes just to say I hope y'all have a safe and happy holiday. Please be careful. If you're gonna drink, get a designated driver. Just be careful, be safe. I'm not saying keep your head on a swivel, but you want to have fun, but be careful at the same time. Also, my grandmother will be 98 on the 4th of July. Man, let me tell you something. You don't know how happy we are that she will be living to see 98. She is the last of 19 children. All of her brothers and sisters have passed on, and her parents have passed on. So I don't know what that's like. Um, but I do know that she has all of her children are still alive. She has lost three grandchildren. One of them just happened to be my brother. And my other two cousins, which were the son and daughter of my mom's baby sister, but they died a few years apart. But nevertheless, my grandmother has outlived all of her brothers and sisters, her parents, her husband, my grandfather, um, and three of her grandchildren. And she is still, I've never seen my grandmother change. I've never heard my grandmother talk bad about someone. Now, if someone asks her about somebody, she's going to say what she knows, but she's not going to say no more than that. Or if she don't know, she'll say, well, baby, I don't know. I ain't never heard of nothing like that now. And I'm not going to put no rumors out there about nobody that I don't know. So if she don't know, she ain't going to tell you that she don't know. Um, or if she don't know, she'll tell you she don't know. But she's not one to be in other people's business. She don't call on the phone. I've never seen her get on the phone and gossip about other people's business. I've never seen it. I've never heard my grandmother curse anybody out. My grandmother's never cursed anybody out. If my grandmother say a curse word, is she repeating something somebody said, and it's probably on like a four-letter word like shit or damn. She ain't gonna say nothing else longer than a four-letter word. Trust me, she ain't even gonna say the F word. But anyway, or as y'all said, drop the F bomb. I've never heard her say that. Um, Now, I mean, man, I don't even know how to describe my grandmother, but I can tell you right now, if you ask anybody in Buckingham, Virginia, do you know Isabel Johnson? They're going to smile and they're going to say, yeah, I know Miss Johnson. I know Miss Isabel, Miss Bell. Trust me, when you say Miss Isabel or Miss Johnson, they smile when they say her name, and I'm literally not lying. I'm serious, man. There's so many of my family members you could ask. They would tell you, if whenever they see me, whenever I go back down home, and they see me, at the Taste of Freeze or at the grocery store, or whatever. How Miss Johnson doing? And they smile. How your grandma doing? And they smile when they say her name, and I'm just like, damn. Can you imagine when somebody say your name, they smile? Can you imagine that impact that one woman has placed on people, that when they say her name, they smile? It's not a person that I don't know that don't love my grandma. If you don't love or like my grandma, it's something wrong with you. And you can ask anybody. My grandmother was part of a huge church circle down in our hometown. She is part of a huge church circle. Now, she don't go to church as much as she used to, but she just can't get out, like she want to. But my grandparents were huge in the church circle. They weren't ministers. They were deacon and deaconess, yes, but they weren't like ministers. But trust me, if you want somebody to pray for you, yeah, you get them. My mom, you get them. You get my auntie, yeah, they pray for you hard. They pray hard for you. Now they like to have fun and everything, but either way, I just want y'all to be safe. And I had to put that tidbit in about my grandma, man. I love that woman to death. She's gonna be, out of town for her birthday. Yeah, she's still hitting them streets. Um, She's still hitting them streets and going out of town and acting like she ain't doing nothing. But she keep telling me she got a boyfriend, and so the last time I was down home, I gave her a bath, and I was helping her putting the socks and the underwear and stuff on. And I told her, I said, well, I doubt if you got a boyfriend. And she said, why you say that? Why you say I don't have a boyfriend? I said, you can't even lift your leg up to put a sock on. How you gonna lift your leg up for a man to get on you or under you? When I tell you, she fell out laughing. Man, we had the best laugh. We laughed so hard till our stomachs and our chest hurt. And I love doing that with my grandma. Those are the moments that I know that her and I have had some special moments, just her and I one on one, where we just talk and everything. And she never really talks about a lot of the discrimination that she faced growing up as a child. And I'm sure her and her family and her brothers and sisters, and even my grandfather, have faced racism. Um, and you know, one of my grandmother said one of her proudest moments of living to this age is she got to see the first black president. And I know some people are going to get offended by that, but let me explain something to you. When you have been on this earth for nearly 100 years, and you growing up from your childhood all your life, and you grew up through the Jim Crow era, you grew up. My grandmother's mother was born in slavery. And I know some of y'all probably saying, damn, that ain't that long ago. No. My great grandmother, my mother's grandma, my grandma's mother was born into slavery. My great grandmother's parents were slaves. My great grandmother was born into slavery. By the time my great grandmother got to be a little girl, or maybe like beginning of a teenager, slavery ended. So you ain't gonna tell me that I should forget about slavery and what it did to my family when it's not even 100 years. Or it might be over 100 years, but it's so close to our. It's like, wait, hold up. My great grandmother was born into slavery. Come on. My grandmother has lived through all these presidents, and her proudest moment was when President Barack Obama became president. And she cried. And she said, Lord have mercy. If Wirt was living to see this, he would be proud. Wirt, W-I-R-T, is my grandfather. Let me tell you something about my grandfather. My grandfather, Wirt Wood Johnson, um, his grandmother was a slave. And when he found his grandmother, she had passed. And she was living in New Jersey with a family up there. And by the time he got to New Jersey to find her, she had passed. So again, it's not like it's that far off from slavery to me. But anyway, my grandfather worked 32 years at the C&O Railroad. There is a video on YouTube called the Buckingham Lining Bar Game. I'm going to say it again. The Buckingham Lining Bar Game. And my grandfather is the gentleman that is doing the singing of those songs. Those were the songs that helped them put those railroad tracks in the ground so that the trains could travel from place to place. A lot of y'all, okay, a lot of y'all probably seen like these old Western movies, and even I tell you what, as recent as the TV show Hell on Wheels that comes on AMC, or used to come on AMC. And you know how those guys would lay down the railroad tracks? Well, that's the hard back-breaking work that my grandfather and the men around the neighborhood did. They would leave on a Monday morning, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. About 4 or 5 of them get in a car, they leave, go wherever they had to go, and stay there for the week. They come back home on Friday. They they come home, tend to their families, make sure things are good, pay the bills, and then it's rinse and repeat come Monday. My grandfather did it for 32 years. They have a statue of my grandfather. Well, I don't want to say a statue, but they have a replica of my grandfather and his songs that he's singing at this place in North Carolina. And please forgive me, I can't think of the name of it, but he is there. Workwood Johnson. Trust me, I'm telling you. I wish I could think of the name of the place now. When I do, I'll probably come back in another video and tell you what it is. I'm not saying my grandfather is famous, but for a lot of people who is in that, they know my grandfather. When I tell you my grandfather my grandfather was doing so well. Okay, after a lot of the men retired, they would go and put on shows on how they laid the track and the songs they would sing. The people loved it so much that they would ask my grandfather for the recordings of his songs, and he would sell them to them. We still have the original cassette tapes of those songs that he used to sing. We still have the original. We're never going to get rid of those. Ever, ever, like ever, 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 ever. Um, if they ever decide to do a movie in regards to how they used to lay the tracks and the hard back-breaking work that these men used to do, y'all need to hit me up. For real, hit me up. I can show you the video, but you can go on YouTube and see the video. Call it Buckingham Line and Bar Game. You want to talk about anything? Guess what? You're going to have to talk with me, my aunts, my mom, or somebody in regards to those CDs, because that if you try to do it, that will be copyright infringement, but I digress. But my family is we are a talented family. um I have a nephew that can play the drums. He can play the bass. My mom played the piano for a little while. I played the trumpet for a little while. My uncle played the trumpet. um and I have a cousin who does film and photography. I do acting. um and my niece, she's good with fashion. My daughter, she can do hair and she does nails. My daughter went to cosmetology school. So it's not like we don't have a plethora of different type of talent in our family. I have two uncles that are finance managers. Well, one is a finance manager of a car dealership, and the other one was a finance manager of auto corporation. And so it's not like we don't have a plethora of talent in our family. Now, I'm not bragging. It's just that I'm just saying what my family, the different types of talent or skill set that we have within our family. But either way, another thing I want to say too, try to find a joy in encouraging others, or either try to find a joy in encouraging yourself. And it's hard to encourage yourself when you know a lot of the things that you're dealing with. And what I mean by that is sometimes you can encourage yourself while you're encouraging someone else. And believe it or not, I've had quite a few family members and friends say, "You are so encouraging." It's just like you'll take something and you'll be like, "Well, why don't we flip that?" And I always tell my sister, my daughter, even my friend, I tell him, I said, "Listen, just because something is a no, it doesn't mean it's the end. It means it's a no from them. Every time you get a no from something or someone, it's only making a way for where you it's only making a way to where you really need to go. And sometimes we have to take a detour, and there's nothing wrong with a detour. There's nothing wrong with sometimes taking a longer route. Sometimes taking a longer route can be the safest route, and sometimes because sometimes taking the shortest route, it might get you there quick, but once you get there, then where you going? Once you get to where you really want to be and you take the short route, are you really going to be happy, or are you going to enjoy the little scenery route and all this other stuff along the way? Sometimes it's good to enjoy the scenery. I'm just saying. I would love to get to LA and do a huge film like with somebody like Will Smith or Queen Latifah or even Taraji P Henson. Man, I would love to play Taraji P Henson's crazy ass older sister. You know what I'm saying? I would love to play that. I mean, she's the serious one, and I'm the one that's be like, whatever. I mean, I'm serious, but I'm lovable and I'm funny or whatever. I mean, just to be, or either work with Angela Bassett or Samuel Jackson. And I mean, those are just a few of the stars. And I know I only name black actors or actresses. I mean, I'm black. I want to work with someone who looks like me. Not saying I can't work with other races because I can and I have. Um, but those people have been in the business for years and they know the tricks of the trade. They know what to do, what not to do, how to act, how not to act, and different things like that. And you want to surround yourself with people who have the mindset of succeeding. I mean, you can't succeed if you got somebody in your corner that's not um, encouraging to you or doesn't support your dream, doesn't support your goals. If you are dealing with people who don't support your dreams or your goals, you need to kind of fall back a little bit. It ain't the point of them falling back; it's you falling back. So sometimes you gotta fall back. You know how Homer Simpson fell back in the trees. He's like, oh shit. Sometimes you have to do that with people. You gotta move back. Be like, what happened to her? Where's she at? Oh, I ain't seen you in a while. Where you been? I got tired of people telling me why. I got tired of people trying to stop me from doing what it is that was gonna make me happy. And by the time they find out what the hell you doing, you already did it or it's already in the works and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Boom, there it is. But either way, I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. I know I've been on here long enough already, but y'all just have a good, safe weekend and do what makes you happy, even if that means someone else won't be happy. Because what's the point of making someone else happy and you're not happy? Don't sacrifice your happiness, well being, peace, and prosperity and abundance on somebody who don't appreciate you or someone who does not see your dreams or someone who wants to dim your light. If you shine and shine, bitch, shine. And it's not about them being in your shadow. It's the point where if I'm shining, my light is going to shine on everybody around me. That means everybody's going to get a piece of it. And it's just some people that's just not going to catch some of that light. And that's just how life is. Either way, don't let someone else dim your light, or don't you dim your light because someone else says your light is too bright for them. Go and get you some sunglasses. Put them on. You want to ride with me? My light shining bright. The best thing for you to do if you want to ride with me, go get you some sunglasses. But if my light is too bright and it's shining too bright for you, then you need to go back in the shadows because I'm not going to stop shining. I'm just not. I'm not going to dim myself down. I'm not going to dummy myself down. I'm not going to do none of those things to make you comfortable because you feel or your fear of not being successful is stopping you. You can't be scared. It's just like being in a relationship. How you know somebody gonna like you if you don't talk to them? You gotta try. And I put it like this: if that woman or that man decide that they don't want to be with you, yes, it's gonna hurt. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Yes, you're gonna cry. Yes, you're gonna go through this. Y'all, I'm still going through my menopause, so please forgive me. However, you have to look at it to where you know what? It's their loss. It ain't mine. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. Um, and obviously they don't like what I have to offer, and that's fine. But when that woman or that man come into your life that's gonna love you for you and gonna be right there by your side, you gonna know it. And they gonna know it. And it's nothing that no one else could say or do that can stop that. But either way, that's it. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Have a safe weekend. And whatever you do, make sure that when you do it for the right reasons. Y'all be good. Out.